Hello buddies, this is FixTube, and in this video I'm gonna tell you how do I disable background applications that could be interfering with the Epic Games launcher. Disabling background application also gives you a speedier Windows. These steps may disable your firewall and antivirus software. Make sure to re-enable your security software once you've determined what applications, if any, is causing your issue. This video is for Windows 8, 10, 11, and Mac. For Windows 8, first press Windows key plus R or the Run. In the resulting box, type msconfig and press Enter. In the system configuration window that comes up, select Selective Startup and uncheck the box for Load Startup items. Click Apply and then OK. You have to restart your PC after this, and after restarting, no background applications should start and you should try to connect to the Epic Games launcher. If the problem still occurs, it's safe to assume that it's not being caused by a background application. You can re-enable any application on startup that you disabled. If you haven't, please try the steps on this video. If the problem seems to be resolved, then something you're running in the background is causing the issue. To isolate the problem, you can re-enable the startup applications one at a time until the problem returns. To check each startup application, do the following. Open the Task Manager by pressing Ctrl plus Shift and plus the Escape button. In here, select the Startup tab. Close the first application in the list. Attempt to reproduce your problem. If the problem doesn't occur, repeat the steps 3 and 4, closing the first application in the list and attempt to reproduce your problem. Continuing repeating the process for each application until you have successfully solved your problem or checked each application. When you're unable to reproduce the problem, it's likely that the application you most recently closed is the cause, and you should uninstall it from your system or disable it from startup. For Windows 10, right-click on your taskbar, click on the Task Manager, click on the Startup tab, and in here, for each application enabled on a startup, select them and click on Disable. Restart your computer. After restarting, no background applications should start and you should try to connect to Epic Games launcher. If the problem still occurs, it's safe to assume that it's not being caused by a background application. You can re-enable any applications on startup that you disabled. If you haven't, please try the steps on this video. If the problem seems to be resolved, then something you're running in the background is causing the issue. To isolate the problem, you can re-enable the startup applications one at a time until the problem returns. And to check each startup application, do the following. Right-click on your taskbar, click on Task Manager, click on the Startup tab, click on one application and click Enable. Start the Epic Games launcher. If the problem doesn't occur, repeat this process, enabling the second application instead of the first, continuing repeating the process for each application on the list until you have either successfully solved your problem or checked each application. When you're unable to reproduce the problem, it's likely that the application you most recently disabled is the cause and you should uninstall it from your system or disable it from starting up. For Windows 11, select Start key and select settings. I'm currently on Windows 10, but I try to give you the most similar pictures. Next, choose apps, then apps and features. Scroll to the desired app. Select more option on the right edge of the windows, then select advanced option. And in the background apps permissions section, under let this app run in the background, select never. Also, for your Mac systems, you have to restart the computer. If you have a login window, do the following: hold Shift and click Login button. Release Shift when you see the dock. If you do not have a login window, do the following: hold down Shift when the progress bar appears in the startup window, and release Shift when your desktop appears. Restarting in this way will start your Mac without starting non-essential login items. If your problem still occurs, it's safe to assume that login items are not the cause of the problem. If the problem seems to be resolved, it's likely that one of your login items is the culprit. In order to isolate the cause, you can delete your login items, then re-add them one at a time until you reproduce the problem. To check for problematic login items, open System Preferences, select Users and Groups, select your account's name, and then select Login Items. Before proceeding, make a list or take a screenshot of all the login items in the resulting list. You'll need to have them later in order to add them back. Select all of the items in the list, click Delete and restart the computer. Now that you have deleted all of the login items, you will be adding them back one by one until you can reproduce your problem. Open System Preferences, select Users and Groups, select your account's name, select Login Items. Add the first item from the list you made previously, restart your computer, and attempt to reproduce your problem. If you're able to do so, the login item you added to the list is more likely the cause of the issue. Repeat the given steps for each login item on your list until you've isolated the item causing your problem. Once you've done that, delete it again, and make sure to add back any remaining login items from your list. After disabling background application, I suggest you to watch this video, which tells you how to stop Epic Games and Fortnite from crashing and gives you some fixtures for technical issues. Thank you for watching this video.